What's good, boys? What is good? I want to thank y'all for the views I've been getting. Quick little short story. Um, my dream, gonna sound corny, but I always want to become a content creator. I say content creator, a content creator, and I'm not only going to be posting on this channel but other channels. But there's no point in me putting them in a link or anything because I haven't posted anything. They're small, no subscribers. But this channel has been getting views. I don't care if it's one, two, three, or four. It has been getting views. And if you view the video, I don't care if you only clicked on it for a second. Subscribe, please. But anyway, I just want to have a quick thanks to anyone that supported. I got 10 views on my third video. Some people had to post hundreds of videos. I'm not using shorts. I'm not using any other methods. I'm just staying consistent and grinding. Once again, you should screen lab desktop. No editing, no anything. Now, as I grow and in the future, I will be making edited videos. Know what I'm saying? I'm paying for Premium Plus or Premiere Plus, whatever it's called. Um, I'm gonna use it, but I just want to say thank y'all, and I just want to keep on motivating y'all because without God, I wouldn't be here. And if you don't believe in God, without yourself, without hard work, you won't be where you are today. It might not be where you want to be at, but it's better than you was last week, last month, last year, hopefully. But anyway, in today's video, I want to be reacting to a certain topic. Now, is Itachi stupid? Now, he ain't talking about him as a character. We all know Itachi's a great character. We're talking about him, I think his actions during the Uchiha massacre. And I feel like a lot of people really glaze Itachi. I don't think he's a top 3 character in Naruto. Now, if he's your favorite character, you can give me valid points to why he's your favorite character. I will listen, but just don't say he's better than this character and that character because of this. Now, um, do I believe that him killing his entire clan was stupid? Um, from the standpoint of how it affected Sasuke, maybe. Um, well, really, yes, but it's a 15-year-old, 14-year-old boy with a fate of his world in his hand. You know what I mean? He wanted to protect his village, but he also wanted to protect his brother. So, you know what I mean? He did both in one night. Um, but I do feel like, for instance, Sasuke at 12 or 13, the moment he got power to get what he wanted or saw a path where he get what he wanted, he approached it with no common sense. All he saw was anger. All he saw was vengeance. He wanted to avenge his clan. You know what I mean? Itachi only saw one path. He could have probably, people say, oh, he could use a shower gun. Oh, we should have. Bro, listen, there are kids in a war game. So I do give Itachi a lot of slack for that. And I know it's Kishimoto. Wherever he wanted to write, he wrote. You know what I mean? But from a just treat him like he's a real person, I see where he's coming from. But we're gonna react to this video by NC Hammer. And I thought, why am I not subscribed? I've been watching him do videos for years. Great content creator. And even though I prefer to get like a lot of information, more of is that a race car? More like power scaling and all that from Six. Shout out Six. Such a programmer, even though all this stuff happened, but shout out to him and Swag Kage for parts like my Naruto content, because those dudes get deep, 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 deep in. And but NC Hammer, just not just Naruto, but just anime in general, great content creator. But let's get this video started.
Things to say about Itachi. I mean, he's an incredible character. How could you not have good things to say about him? But today is the day that I express my true feelings on the class favorite ninja from Naruto, Itachi. But before I get to stuffing my entire foot in my mouth, guys, please, for me, like this video, subscribe to the page, and hit that noti bell. And if you want to see a video of me literally putting my entire foot in my mouth, go ahead and hit that join button and become a member of the Weeb Alliance over here on YouTube. You'll be getting 3 additional videos from me a month, as well as cool emotes and badges, and not actually a video of me putting my entire foot in my mouth. I can't do that on this platform. So, with no further ado, I give to you, was Itachi stupid? I know, obviously, Itachi is a genius. A genius in all the ways that truly matter in the ninja world. He was a genin at 6 years old, a chunin at 8, an Anbu member at 10, an Anbu captain at 12. I mean, Danzo and Hiruzen had to lie about his age because you can't technically be an Anbu captain until you're 13. He had the second highest ever scores in the Ninja Academy behind Minato, and he was so insanely strong at the age of 13 he was able to wipe out his entire
Naruto and Sasuke at 13 and Itachi at 13 is crazy. And say that, I mean, when I say that, Itachi and Itachi, Naruto and Sasuke, Sakura, and the rest of the cast, bro. Even Lee and Neji and them, they was like a year older than the rest of them. They all seem like kids, but I think what Kishimoto did that was so good. Itachi seemed so much older than what he was. So the whole maturity, the weight of the world on him, like he was taller than like Naruto. The rest of them like short. Itachi seemed bigger, and I mean I guess 'cause Sasuke was a kid, but he seemed so big. So doing the math, dang, that's crazy, bro. Like that's really crazy. Thinking about it, like Kishimoto did a great job writing this character. He ain't my favorite. I think he overrated to a certain extent, but I gotta give props, man. That great character writing.
clan, which was one of the strongest clans in the Naruto verse. So if all of these points are pointing in the direction of legitimate genius, what am I talking about? I'll tell you. There are multiple times, and I mean like quite literally almost 10 times throughout Naruto's history where Itachi made the blatantly wrong choice. More so than any other character in the Naruto verse. And there's really no way to talk about them in a list other than chronologically, so why don't we crack on into it? So I've covered a couple of Itachi's accolades about how he accomplished a lot of the things that kids don't accomplish till they're much older at a very young age. And that's all well and good, but the thing is, the speed at which he achieved these accomplishments might have been the reason that he constantly made the wrong decision. I mean, I'll say it once again, when he wiped out his entire clan, he was 13. He took the Chunin exams at 8 years old by himself. He was recruited to the Anbu, which is a team basically built for assassinations of political figures of outside of Konoha at 10, and put in charge of his own team on the Anbu at 12. This is, for all intents and purposes, a child. Naruto, Sasuke, still genin when they were 12, while Itachi was holding.
That's what I'm saying. I just pretty much said that, and I do feel like his experience throughout life, especially as a child, did also guide his like decision to kill his clan, and he was easy to manipulate because even though he was this high level, Jonin level, ninja, he was still a kid. At the end of the day, he was a kid. People overlooked that guy, Itachi, he was a child.
The highest rank one can hold as a ninja in Konoha, Anbu Captain. So while I am about to jump into all the things I believe Itachi did wrong, I believe we can chalk up a lot of these issues and misjudgments to the fact that he was 13. For the first 6 years of Itachi's life, he was fine. The Nine Tails was unleashed, he became an older brother to Sasuke, he saved his mother during the Nine Tails attack, became a genin, all these kinds of things, nothing wrong with that. Problem kind of arose after the Nine Tails attack. Because the Nine Tails attacked, and the village as a whole believed that the Uchiha had something to do with it, the Uchiha got moved to the outskirts of the village. And this made the Uchiha very upset, and justifiably, because they wanted to help suppress the Nine Tails. They weren't the ones who released it, which is actually a very legitimate thing to be upset about. Like, imagine that you were trying to help put out a fire, but people wouldn't let you help put out the fire because they thought you were the one who lit it, but you're the only person with a bucket of water. And then when the fire eventually does get put out, much slower than it would have been put out if you had helped with your bucket of water, it gets blamed on on you and you get kicked out of the village. I'd be pretty upset about that. Simply because you had a box of matches in your apartment, people believe that you were the only person capable of releasing said fire. And that judgment
analogy. I gotta give him props. That was a great analogy.
isn't necessarily fair. But regardless, the Uchiha clan becomes upset with the state of affairs in Konoha, and they start to meet in private talking about how they're going to change the village. At this point in time, once again, Itachi isn't necessarily doing anything wrong. He's just out taking the chunin exams, being incredible at everything he does. It's when Itachi is recruited into the Anbu that the bad decisions start to occur. Fugaku, Itachi's father, also makes a poor decision here because he sees Itachi's promotion into the Anbu as an opportunity for his son to spy on the higher-ups of Konoha. Fugaku essentially is trying to radicalize his own son in order to have a foothold in the upper echelon of Konoha. He's trying to radicalize his son who he brought to a battlefront when he was 4 years old to show him the carnage of the Third Great Ninja War and made that son into a pacifist. See, because Itachi's only motivation for becoming a ninja was in order to gain so much strength that he could impart his will upon the world and make it peaceful. So after Fugaku proposition
That's so real. Without true strength, one would never know peace. And that's not even just like physically, that's mentally too. So pretty much him like developing the highest of high like level of ninjutsus, just mentally being mentally for oh my goodness, the mental fortitude, where the word is. To you know, be strong enough to not only be able to take out opponents with his skill, but also his mind, words, and just his overall will. That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Itachi with being a spy.
I thought we're pausing again. I like videos like this because hearing him like describe Itachi or him just speaking about how he view Itachi is making me like him more. I have more respect for him. Yeah, that was beautiful. I see why they say he would be a great Hokage. That's like a real leadership type. It's like some fathers or just parents in general when they have a good bond with a child or the child respect them so much that when the child is misbehaving, I don't have to raise a hand at you for you to stop. I give you a look. My presence itself calms you down and stops you from acting a certain way. I mess with it.
For his own clan, Itachi decides to take this information to Hiruzen and become a spy for Hiruzen. And while this does technically live up to the ideology of the Senju of taking your village pride over your clan pride, I think it's genuinely a very bad idea because Hiruzen isn't the only person who's going to be receiving this information. Danzo will also be getting it. And Danzo will do anything in order to preserve what he believes is peace in Konoha.
Fuck Danzo, nigga. Yeah, I said it. You're a Dunzo lover, bro. You hate kittens.
Has been for decades. So identifying Itachi's penchant for murder, his ability, and his willingness to turn on his own clan, Danzo brings him into the fold of the Root. Second mistake, because Danzo was going to use this as an opportunity to A, clear out a group of people he didn't particularly love, and B, acquire a mass amount of cells from an entire clan in the form of Sharingan that he wanted to experiment on. If Itachi is a supposed genius, he should probably be able to ascertain that Danzo is not the person to be dealing with, and he should have in fact been talking to Hiruzen, who he was already a spy for. But somehow in this mix-em-up, Itachi became an asset for Danzo, not Hiruzen. Hiruzen, the person who had stepped down as Hokage in order to end the Third Great Shinobi World War and preserve peace. Well, Danzo was actively known as the person who made Hiruzen step down because he wanted the Third Great Shinobi World War to continue. But Itachi is a pacifist, and a well-known pacifist. So why would he circumvent Hiruzen, who was a known pacifist, and give information to Danzo, who was a warmongerer? I don't know. Him working with Danzo makes even less sense when you consider the fact that Itachi wasn't the only Uchiha turning his back to the Uchiha. No, Shisui was also an Anbu member who was helping spy on the Uchiha for the village, but he was also working for Danzo. Mind you, this entire time Hiruzen is looking for a peaceful resolution between the village and the Uchiha clan. But Shisui decides that the only way for him to avoid this coup is to use Koto Matsukame on Fugaku. Koto Matsukame being Shisui's genjutsu ability and his Sharingan to rewrite a person's entire personality without even making eye contact with them. And this was a good idea. If Shisui had changed the ideology of Fugaku, that could have swung the clan's ideology toward that of peace. Only problem is, Shisui told this to Danzo, a plan that Itachi himself very much approved. But here's the thing about Koto Matsukame. It has a 10-year cooldown, and Danzo really wanted that ability. Because once again, I will remind you, he looks at the Uchihas as an infinite clan of possibilities for him to increase power in his own body. So instead of letting the coup not happen, which would have stopped his ability to harvest the eyes of every single member of the Uchiha, and to make sure that the Koto Matsukame wouldn't go inactive for 10 years, Danzo said, I don't think that's gonna work, Shisui, and plucked his right Koto Matsukame out of his face. Shisui is then able to get away from Danzo, and he meets up with Itachi. See, the plan to use Koto Matsukame on Fugaku was to happen that night, the night that Shisui met up with Danzo. Shisui was supposed to meet up with Danzo, then go to the Uchiha clan meeting, use Koto Matsukame, and then report back to Itachi. But Shisui got there way too early, and lacking one eyeball. And it's at this point that another baffling decision gets made. You see, Danzo just committed an act of treason against one of the most powerful people in the village. Somebody who should have been able to hold their own against Danzo, but was ambushed by Yoji Aburame. You see, the problem with being ambushed by Yoji Aburame, one of Danzo's personal favorite root members, is that he was one of the strongest Aburame ever. In that he had access to a bug that was the size of a mosquito, almost imperceptible, and if it bit you, it paralyzed and poisoned you fatally. But this is a poison that the Aburames almost definitely have an antidote for. Because I'm paraphrasing a quote from Kurapika and Hunter x Hunter here, as a poison user, you have no leverage unless you have the antidote. If you poison somebody, you can't extract information out of them unless you offer the antidote. And while Shisui's chances of survival were slim to none, even if they had gone to look for an antidote, the fact that as a group, their decision was for Itachi to murder Shisui in order to awaken his own Mangekyo Sharingan instead of, I don't know, bringing Shisui's body to Hiruzen as evidence against Danzo or even looking for the antidote like I equated to earlier is kind of ridiculous to me. Also, technically, Shisui still could have gone to the Uchiha clan meeting and used Koto on Fugaku. Or let's say Shisui simply can't make it that far and Itachi does murder Shisui. Cool, you still have his Koto in your hand. Don't put it in a crow and have it fly away, slap it in your own face, and go use it against Fugaku. I know technically Shisui was the person who called the crow and put the Sharingan inside of it and told it to follow Itachi anywhere he went, but he could have just asked Shisui for the eye, because by stopping the plan of using Koto on Fugaku, they're essentially listening to Danzo. And I know what you're saying, well,
Yeah, but Danzo now has a Koto Matsukame.
kill Danzo. You think Itachi couldn't do it? He kills Yoji Aburame like 12 pages later. He puts the bugs in his body in Tsukiyomi, so he's just stuck standing still, and then he Amaterasu's him. It's crazy. But that's not even the worst part, because now Shisui has blatantly been betrayed by Danzo and also killed. And you know what Itachi does? He keeps working with Danzo. In fact, he doubles down on working with Danzo. Danzo is just kind of like,
Yeah, that's what you get for
Get closer to your enemies. Huh. Nah, that what he's saying actually make kind of sense.
thinking outside of the box. I killed your best friend.
And Itachi's like, yeah, you're right. And then doubles down on spying on the Uchiha, reporting information to him, and then subsequently agreeing to murder them all. Because as time progresses, Danzo realizes that the coup is on its way. So he reaches out to Itachi and he says, listen,
You can either have your clan participate in this coup and get massacred, or you can kill every single one of your clan members except for Sasuke.
but here's the thing, on the other side of the argument table, Fugaku is asking Itachi to restrain Konoha's higher ups using his genjutsu so there can be a bloodless revolution. While there's a wild misconception out there that Fugaku wanted to release the Nine Tails in order to accomplish the coup, that's not the truth. Fugaku wanted to restrain Konoha's higher-ups and bloodlessly take over the village because he loved the village. And he would have been an incredible Hokage, but he was snuffed by Minato. So on one end of the table, Fugaku is saying, I want a peaceful revolution. And on the other side of the table, Danzo is saying, kill everyone you know and love. Itachi, a pacifist, chose the murder route. You see, essentially Itachi thought that if there was a coup inside of Konoha, that other villages would use it as an opportunity to attack Konoha, and that would result in a world war. But mind you, at this point, we are 8 years removed from the Third Great Ninja War. The Hidden Cloud just lost the third Raikage and tens of thousands of soldiers. The Hidden Stone lost an entire battalion to Minato alone. Granny Chiu has retired from the Hidden Sand, Sasori has defected, and the Hidden Mist is in the deepest, darkest part of the Blood Mist Village arc. They are much too focused on killing each other. In fact, the Hidden Mist had just gone through an attempted coup that Zabuza and Kisame were a part of, and nobody attacked them. And if it was bloodless, the coup would be over in a day. But okay, now we get to the boiling point. The coup's date is planned, and Danzo has offered the ultimatum. Why didn't Itachi reach out to Hiruzen, or Fugaku for that matter? Inform Hiruzen that Danzo is telling you to assassinate your entire clan. Tell Fugaku that the higher-ups are planning to assassinate your entire clan. Say that you're in on the scheme and that it is a possibility.
I need help. Just say I need help. Hey, he preaching right now.
Use that as a way to get both sides to the bargaining table. Itachi is strong enough to eradicate the entire Uchiha clan. That means he's probably strong enough to eradicate a large part of Konoha. He'd be like, hey, what if I don't choose a side and just kill indiscriminately and make Hiruzen and Fugaku finally sit down, or just run away with Sasuke. If the only person you want to protect is Sasuke, just pick him up and leave. Come back in 10 years, see if things have worked themselves out. That way, you're not the one murdering your clan if they need to get murdered. And oh, Sasuke is safe. And he doesn't have to grow up without parents or friends. And you don't have to get him to hate you by using Tsukiyomi on him and having him see his parents get murdered 700,000 times. Seems like a chiller childhood to me. And now you get to spend time with a little brother you wanted to spend time with.
Oh, but Itachi was loyal to his village.
Don't be. There's a difference between loyalty and idiocy. If I signed up for the US Army and they were like, your first mission is to massacre your entire hometown, I'd be like, no thanks, I'll pay my own college debt. And then there's the fact that Itachi saw Obito snooping around the Uchiha hideout and just naturally assumed it was Madara. So he was like, hey, I can help you get revenge on the Uchihas for casting you out if you just don't take your revenge on the entire village. Essentially, Itachi was afraid that Madara was snooping around Konoha in order to destroy Konoha, because he knew that Madara had been cast out by the Uchihas. So basically, he approached who he thought was Madara and was like, can we just get revenge against the Uchihas in order to spare the village? But if he knew that
Well, pretty much what he's saying, I don't know, he got more. Pretty much just talking. Pretty much what he's saying is, everything he's saying for the most part, I agree with. And it's good, friend. On the way he talking about. Y'all know there's anything wrong with the video, please put it in the comment. I agree with everything he's saying for the most part. I mean, pretty much everything.
Madara had been cast out of Konoha, he should have known why. You see, Madara got thrown out of Konoha because he thought the Uchihas should run Konoha. Why would he want to kill the people he wanted to run the village? I mean, he did want to kill them because he was Obito, and we need to talk about why Obito was so willing to kill all of the Uchihas at some point or another. Like, Obito had a mother and a father that were probably there and he probably killed. To this day, never made sense to me. Regardless, this man has recruited Madara Uchiha to his side side and wasn't like,
Could use this as a bargaining chip for peace.
like, hey, Hiruzen, the strongest thing we ever made is back in the village. Maybe we have a talk. Maybe we get to live a little bit closer to downtown. And then, yeah, he murdered his whole clan. Let Yagura go was cut in half during this fight. Like, boy, did he really fit into the Akatsuki, and he sold the hell out of that role, but at the same time, he helped them. And speaking of the Akatsuki, why didn't he kill Orochimaru? Orochimaru snuck up on Itachi and tried...
Thanks. I'm not even watching anymore. He pretty much going over like everything he's saying. What I agree with, and if he was going to join the Akatsuki, it was like, why not? You got a tech, so kill him because he's going to harm the village. That makes sense. Um, he did help him, and what he's saying does make sense. I want to say Itachi's an idiot. I just feel like he was put in a spot where he had to think quick, and he made chose the wrong choice or the most, probably the easiest way to get out of it. But he was a kid, so I'm not really against it. I really have nothing to say. Um, put whatever y'all feel in the comments below, and yeah, I mean, I appreciate y'all tuning in. I don't even watch really anymore. It's like 3 minutes left. Shout out to NC Hammer. Please subscribe to his channel. I'll see you next time. Peace.